Asked for paternity test. It's positive. Now what? First of all, I know I made a big mistake. I know I hurt her, but hear me out and be honest with me if I still could fix what I've broken or not. I'm Russian, so don't mind my English. I'm using a throwaway. I 32M started to date 29F in 2021. We had a great relationship. She's calm, sweet, and considerate. We dated for a year, then moved to another city. Everything was going great. We made new friends and built a life there. Problems started when a male best friend of hers decided to move to the same city and found himself a place right across the street. Things started to change. He would visit almost every day. My ex was people pleaser. I tried to make it clear to her that it's getting annoying and that I don't like that guy, but she couldn't bring herself to tell him or set some boundaries. He was handsy and flirty in a way I couldn't stand. She would hint that she's not comfortable and he would behave, but 5 minutes later he starts with his usual. And she ended up telling me that he mean nothing and he's like this with everyone. Fast forward to 2023. We found out she was pregnant. I was over the moon and both of us was extremely happy and excited. He stopped visiting and after like 2 months or so he moved back to his city. My ex and I had mutual friends. That's where one of our friends started connecting dots and started telling me how she had suspected something but kept quiet because she didn't want to be the reason of two people separate but can't hold this anymore. And played with my mind. She said that my GF and her best friend probably had a thing going on based on the way they used to act whenever we were out with our friends. And how it's strange of him to leave just as she got pregnant. She suggested that I don't put the baby on my name until a paternity test has been completed. I told my GF about this and she didn't take it well. She broke up with me instantly and after a few weeks agreed to the paternity test thing, but she made it clear that nothing will change, that she will never forgive me and won't ever come back to me if I ever regret what I did and ask for forgiveness. I told her we could just forget about the test, but she insisted. Our boy came few days ago and we did the test. Yesterday I got the results. And yes, I feel my chest terribly tight with regret. I didn't drink or eat anything. I couldn't even bring myself to go to work today. What do I do now? When we broke up I never stopped helping throughout the pregnancy. She refused almost everything, but still I was always there for her. Deep down I knew that baby was mine, but the damage was done and I went with the plan. What to do now? How do I make it up to her? I know she would never come back to me. But how do I properly apologize? Just what to do now? Edit. Alright, thank you all for your opinions. I knew. And I know now what an a-hole I am. I know I fucked up. But I never said I was planning to ask her to come back to me since I know I hurt her badly and in no place to ask such a thing. I also made it clear I had no problem with taking responsibility as a dad. I don't know why I got called names about it in the comments. I'm happily ready to do everything in my power to be the best dad to my son and of course financially too. Also I did try to explain and genuinely apologize before even the test, but she wouldn't listen. I'm ready and never gonna stop trying to apologize to her for the hurt I caused, and I will always be there for the mother of my child. As for now, she just gave birth. I won't add up with my problem. I will be there for her until I feel like it's a good time, then I will ask to talk about it. Edit 2. For people asking how did I brought up the test. We talked about it home. I asked if she still thinks that her best friend behavior is okay. She said yes. Then I tried to reason with her by asking her if it were the other way around, would it be okay for her to see another girl being that flirty and handsy with me? Then she say, you don't have a childhood friend that I know of. Then I went and told her if his behavior is still okay for her, then would it be okay for me to ask for a paternity test? She said if I don't want kids I should have told her before and that she have no problem to go back home, another city, and raise her baby alone. That's where I lost it and said something along the lines that she's going after her best friend and asked if this was their plan. Wrong of me, I know. She broke up with me instantly. And just like I mentioned in the post. Few weeks later she called. Edit 3, the mutual friend is married. She didn't make a move or anything, but she's an ex-friend now. For people asking what the male friend did to make me this insecure. Well, whenever they're sitting beside each other he would keep running his hand up down her arm, ankle, or back, based on the way she's sitting. He would compliment her body, or when she changed her hair color he would ask her to go back to whatever color he loved to see on her. He could be really just too comfortable with his female childhood friend, but I thought he could at least behave a little now that she's in a serious relationship. Also, some of you asking why I didn't talk the guy directly. I didn't want to make her feel like a controlling freak, so I tried to communicate with her and let her handle it. The way I handled the whole situation was wrong. When I accused her for planning to go back to her city town just to be close to him, was wrong of me too. Update. Just like some of you advised me. I decided to do my part as a dad and also take care of the mother of my child and never try to talk about anything for now. I work 8 hours a day, I go back home, take a shower and go to her mother's house to help with the baby until 12 to 1 a.m. Then I go back home, rinse and repeat. She's staying with her mom currently, so I try my best to do my part. Her mother always been good to me. Even when we broke up she called me and asked if I'm okay. So since she's helping with my son, I order dinner for them every day. I'm bad cook, and try to help around the house when my son and ex asleep. I buy things for him and made it clear that I'm more than happy to buy whatever they ask me to because I still don't know much about the whole situation. That's all I can do for now. 3 days ago her mother was showing me how to change his diaper properly. Which I nailed it. Anyway, she went downstairs and was just me, my ex and our baby in the room now. She said, "I'm sorry," almost like a whisper. I asked her what for and she said nothing. I didn't want to press the issue and changed the subject. 2 days ago she was on her phone texting with someone. After a few minutes she told her mother that the best friend visiting tomorrow to see her and the baby. Then she turned to me and asked me if I'm okay with that. I said why wouldn't I be. Then she said she just thought that I might not want him to see the baby. I told her it's her baby too, why would that be a problem for me? Anyway, yesterday I was at work when my ex texted me asking if I can stop by one of her favorite places and bring her a steak. I said of course. The place close to my work and I used to buy her food on my way back home often. When I made it to her mother's house I saw the best friend car parked. I'm not gonna lie, I really didn't want to see him, and if not for the food I wouldn't have went in because part of me was afraid of what I might see. Well, her mother was happy to see me, but more happy than usual, if that makes sense. My ex and her best friend were sitting beside each other on the couch. He said hi and kept scrolling on his phone. I handed her the food and went on with my routine with my son. But I couldn't help but notice how he kept his hands to himself. How he didn't throw inappropriate comments. They talked and laughed and everything just like before, but without being handsy and flirty. I was getting ready to leave when my ex's mother said I look tired and can stay for the night if I want to. I didn't, cause it will be hard for me to go back to my place in the morning to get ready for work. I can't stop thinking about what could she have meant by, "I'm sorry." Why did she ask me if I was okay with her best friend visiting? I'm trying my best to forget about what happened and focus on co-parenting AMD nothing else, but can't seem to stop thinking about things. Anyway, I just felt like getting it off my chest and giving an update. Thank you to the ones that gave advice without being rude about it.